Hey everybody, welcome to our Israel trip information meeting. I am so excited that you're interested in going with us to Israel. Some of you may know this, but our church went on its first trip to Israel in 2013, and I have a picture of that on the wall right over here. Let's see if the camera can zoom in. Yep, there's our group right there, with the Temple Mount in the background. It is a trip of a lifetime. I've been to so many different places and traveled to South America, Central America, Asia, India, Africa, Europe, and none of them are close to the experience that I had in Israel. You know, for a Christian to walk the same steps of Jesus, to go to his hometown, to get on a boat and float across the Sea of Galilee. Um, it's just incredible to float in the Dead Sea. Uh, you're going to meet some incredible people. You're going to see sights, and it's just a fantastic experience. Now, I know that there's a lot of uneasiness about a trip like this because of security concerns, especially with what's going on in the world today, what's going on in Israel today. Um, We're planning this trip in the fall or early fall of 2025. So we're praying and hoping that by that time everything will have settled down. And honestly, in 90% of Israel right now, it's peaceful. It's just those outside edges that are pretty dangerous right now. So anyway, obviously we'll have trip insurance. We'll cancel if something comes up. But we really do believe and hope that this is going to be a trip that we can all take at the end of next year, and it will be outstanding. But I know many of you have questions, and you're curious about where we're going, how much does it cost, when is money due, all of that kind of stuff. And I want to cover that in this meeting. And I'm going to share my screen with you here in a second. You'll be able to see from our tour guides websites, all that information. Um, just a little bit of clarity about how the trip works. So we'll fly into Tel Aviv. We'll stay the first night there. We'll have a bus driver that is the same person the entire trip. Our target number of people for this trip is 32. We could have a little bit more than that, but we hope to stay in the low 30s to keep it small enough to where we're not too crowded. We're going in a season of the year where it's not very touristy, not a lot of stuff going on at that time, and it's not that hot. But we'll get on the bus. We'll have a tour guide that's assigned to us. He will be with us the entire trip. You'll see a picture of him in a second. And it's just a deeply rich community experience. You're gonna, the people we travel with, maybe some of them you may know them, but there'll be several people that you don't know, and you're just gonna build bonds with these people. That's absolutely incredible. Not to mention all the sights that you will see along the way. So I want to share my screen with you. September 9th, we fly out of the United States, and we will land in Israel in the evening of the 10th. It is most likely going to be a layover in somewhere in New York, and then we'll fly from there straight to Tel Aviv. It's a pretty long flight, but we're losing a lot of time based on the time change. So we'll arrive in Tel Aviv the afternoon or evening of September 10th. Be a very, very chill day. Okay, we'll have dinner. The next day, September 11th, Thursday, we will spend the time on the Mediterranean Sea, the western coast of Israel. We'll go to the ancient city of Caesarea. We'll see the aqueducts, which you can see there in the picture, the ancient Roman aqueducts. If you look through the little holes there, you can see the Mediterranean Sea. We'll go to Mount Carmel. where Elijah confronted the prophets of Baal. We'll go to the Valley of Megiddo, which is referenced in the book of Revelation. And then we'll make our way to the Sea of Galilee, where we'll spend the night. I want to click on this link here so you can just kind of see what our hotels will look like. This is one of them. This is the David's Harp hotels. These are very nice hotels. Okay. They say 4-star for American standards. They look really nice though. So that's just a little sample hotel. Friday, September 12th, we're going to get on a boat and go through the Sea of Galilee. We will see an ancient boat that was excavated from the 1st century. So this would be a boat that looks like the boat that, Peter and John would be fishing on. We'll go to the Mount of Beatitudes where Jesus taught the Sermon on the Mount. We'll go to Capernaum, which is an ancient city where Jesus ministered. If you want to get baptized in the Jordan River, there will be an opportunity that afternoon to be baptized. And then we'll go to Magdala, which is where Mary the Magdalene was from. The next day on Saturday, we stay in northern Israel and we'll go to the most northern city of Israel, Dan. And then we'll go to this place called Caesarea Philippi. And this is where Peter and Jesus have their famous dialogue, where Peter professed, "Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God." There's a beautiful waterfall, the Golan Heights. This is a really beautiful area. We'll be able to see Mount Hermon, which is the highest point in Israel. And we'll stay at that same hotel in the Sea of Galilee. Then on Sunday the 14th, we make our way south along the Jordan River on the eastern border of Israel. And we'll go south to see the spring of Herod. We'll go to Beth Shean. This is an ancient city where King Saul was killed and displayed for everyone. We'll go to Jericho. That was one of my favorite spots when we went. It was the city of Jericho. This is in the Palestinian territory. It's going to feel a lot different. But then we'll go to the Dead Sea. And if you want to get in the Dead Sea and swim around, we'll be able to do that. That's exciting. You want to click on this hotel just to kind of see what it looks like. You'll actually be on the Dead Sea. You can see a picture of the Dead Sea there. And they made it look pretty nice, but the Dead Sea itself is really, really interesting ecosystem. Okay, Monday is when we make our way to Jerusalem. So we'll go to the ancient city of Masada, which is near the Sea of Galilee. We'll go to the springs of Engedi. This is where David was running from Saul. We'll see the Qumran caves where the Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered. They have a museum there that's really fascinating. You can actually see some of the Dead Sea Scrolls there. And we'll make our way up to Jerusalem. We'll go to the Mount of Olives. We'll see the road in which Jesus walked in on Palm Sunday. We can actually walk down that road. And then we'll go to the Garden of Gethsemane, which is stunning. These trees that you see on this picture of the garden, that's the Garden of Gethsemane. Those trees were the same trees that were there when Jesus was there. These are thousands of years old, these trees. This is the hotel that we would stay in Jerusalem. Let's take a quick look at that. I actually haven't seen these yet, but it's pretty nice. Okay, let's go back. Okay. Tuesday, September 16th, we'll go more places in Jerusalem. There's just some museums that are really fascinating. This Shrine of the Book are a lot of Dead Sea Scrolls, either ancient writings. We'll see a book, a part of the book of Isaiah that is almost 3,000 years old. So stunning. You can read there what we're doing. September 17th, we'll go to the Temple Mount. This is where you'll see the Wailing Wall. You've probably seen this on the news and different places where the Jews to this day go and pray. It's a sacred place. You'll be able to pray there. You'll be able to put a prayer in the wall. This is the closest place where the Jewish population can go to the Temple Mount. You might have heard me speak a few Wednesdays ago about how it is now controlled by the Muslims and they don't allow Jews to go to the Temple Mount, but this is the closest that they can go. So they touch this Western Wailing Wall and pray there. Then we'll go down and see some of the really ancient parts of the city, and Hezekiah's tunnel, the Pool of Siloam, where Jesus healed the blind man. We'll be able to walk under the ground in these tunnels that Hezekiah in the Old Testament built that connect Pool of Siloam to Jerusalem. September 18th on Thursday, we go to the Pool of Bethesda, which is where Jesus also healed a man, John 5. We will walk the way of the cross, the Via Dolorosa. This is the traditional site where Jesus walked with his cross. So we will walk that path. We'll go to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. This is where they believe Jesus was crucified. The Catholic Church has built churches on these holy sites. So like where Jesus was born, there's a church. Where they believe he died, there's a church. Where they believe there was the open tomb, there's a church. So you go in these churches where they feel like these are the actual places that these things happen. And our tour guide will give you other theories on things like that, where other people think, like, for example, there's a garden tomb right here where we'll have communion. And many people believe this is actually the actual garden tomb in which Jesus rose from the dead. So that will kind of summarize the trip there, or conclude the trip there. We'll have our farewell dinner. On here, you'll see, you probably have made note that they sometimes have these little extra fees here. So in the fees that we're paying, breakfast and dinner are included. Lunch is not included, so you'll need to bring money for some lunch. And this, I'll explain later. Okay, Friday we leave, September 19th. We fly back. So we'll basically be there from Wednesday of 1 week to Friday of the following week. It's about a 10-day trip while we're in there. Let's go to some other little things here. These are some documents and things that they'll give to you, books and planning trip planning lists and all that kind of stuff. The airfare will begin in Austin. We'll fly by one layover either in Houston or New York. And then I'm going to send you a link if you're interested to this website, so you can be able to actually look at it, explore. All the fees, hotels, breakfast, dinner are included. Bus transportation. This is really cool. They give headsets to people. So if you have hard of hearing, you want to hear the tour guide, you'll be able to hear them. They also include tips for all the different people that serve us. That's included in the fee that you'll pay. So really the only thing that's not included is lunch and souvenirs. Any snacks you want. That will not be included. Of course, the cost of getting your passport, you're gonna have to take care of that, which if you don't have a passport, I highly recommend you get that process started now. So this is the cost, $5,895 per person. And it includes all the stuff we've talked about. Airfare, land costs, hotels, travel insurance is not included, but highly recommended. That's super important. Okay, that's talking about the trip. Okay, so I want you to email me questions that you have. I'm going to be creating a group on Realm and would love for you to join it. We'll ask questions, answer questions, and start figuring out how many people are actually interested in going with us to Israel. So I want to conclude this little short session and be looking for more information as the days go by. And I'm so excited about you coming with us. It's going to be awesome.